Milano, Senior Investment Strategist and Head of EMEA Equity Business Development in Alliancebernstein. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Healthcare remains an important and successful investment sector. Why do you believe that and will continue to be so?
Yeah, so healthcare has been one of the highest returning sectors over the last 10 and 15 years, and it's achieved that with much lower risk. We think this is because the healthcare sector uniquely offers both defensive and dynamic characteristics. So healthcare is traditionally viewed as a defensive sector because of its benefit from a steady stream of inelastic demand as customers will always require access to and use of and the services and products on offer within the healthcare system. But it's also complemented by really strong dynamic trends, right? Driving innovation in the sector at an ever-increasing pace and presenting investors with attractive potential opportunities around the world.
If we could talk about an inelastic demand, what do you mean with that? And can you give specific examples?
Yeah, right. So people need to access high-quality healthcare. Right, the population of people over the age of 65 will double by the year 2050, and the needs and frequency of treatment increases really significantly as you get older, right? You need more prescriptions. Over time, people have an average of 7 surgical procedures in their lifetimes, and importantly, it's not possible to indefinitely defer that care. If you need to get your heart valve replaced, you can only defer that for so long before it becomes a life-threatening issue, right? So there is this ability for companies to have a more steady stream of fundamental performance given the need of clients or of patients, to have access in a high-quality way to the innovation offered by the healthcare system.
You said before that healthcare is considered as a defensive sector. Why do you think that?
I think it's because of this inelasticity of demand that we just talked about, right? This idea that you need to have access to the system that helps to support strong fundamental performance, that helps to lend to the defensiveness. And when you look back at the performance of the sector versus the broader market, healthcare stocks have outperformed the broad market in down markets, including the tech bubble 2008, 2018, 2022. So there is quite a bit of resilience afforded by that ever-present need to access the system.
What kind of innovations do you see in the healthcare sector?
So there's a number of them. I'll talk through a couple. So one of them that's in the financial media and in every news article that you hear about or read in the last 6 months is AI, right? The idea that AI can help us to be a lot more efficient within the healthcare system. So we think that's underappreciated as an opportunity within the space. There's considerable opportunity in 4 broad areas. So that includes research and development, it includes clinical trials and determining which patients would be best suited for clinical trials, for example, commercial development, improving the experience for you as a patient in accessing the system. Maybe that AI at some point in the future will allow doctors to better and more quickly diagnose a rare disorder by looking at your pattern of symptoms. So there's a tremendous amount of opportunity there. Of course, it's still too early to identify who the winners will be, and it's going to require a lot of selectivity to identify the companies that we think can profitably leverage that technology to improve their businesses and ultimately improve patient outcomes. On the medical devices side, there's companies like Edwards Life Sciences who offer a really innovative heart valve replacement product. So if you have to undergo a heart valve replacement rather than undergo open heart surgery, what their product allows them to do, the doctors to do, is to, in a less invasive way, replace the valve in your heart without undergoing that severe procedure. So what it allows them to do is to operate on more severe cases with patients, to reduce your recovery time, to reduce the probability you experience a negative outcome or a complication from the procedure. And similarly, areas like robotics offer another avenue for more precise surgical procedures that help to reduce the possibility of complications. And then, of course, there's always the ongoing opportunity in drug development and innovation there. So that could be things from gene therapy to stem cell therapy. It's all very exciting as a longer-term secular growth opportunity.
You know who the winner will be. It's in your fund, AB Healthcare International, AB International Healthcare. How is it positioned?
So the portfolio is positioned in such a way where we've been more recently reducing exposure to higher beta names within the portfolio given valuations. So tilting at the margins towards companies that have higher profitability and a little bit less towards growth, though we are still overweight both of those factors within the portfolio. What we continue to be underweight and will continue to be underweight on a go-forward basis are really highly leveraged businesses, especially given the current interest rate regime that we're in. So we think exposed to highly profitable businesses with strong reinvestment opportunities and better balance sheet quality should deliver a strong pattern of performance for clients over time.
You said that healthcare is a defensive sector, that it could be a complement in our portfolio. What is your key message for long-term investors?
So our key message for long-term investors is to keep focused on your time horizon. As a long-term investor, we have to be focused on generating returns for clients. There may be periods where healthcare is out of favor as a sector versus the broader market, but given its combination of defensive and offensive characteristics, we believe the long-term opportunity here is quite attractive. When investing within the space, though, we believe that it's very important to focus heavily on the business and not on trying to predict scientific success. If you can identify a profitable business with a strong balance sheet, with great reinvestment opportunity to help identify new drugs in the pipeline, to develop new ways to administer drugs, to companies like Edwards, for example, with the heart valve replacement product, those that are leveraging AI, for example, in a way that can be profitable and help to improve the efficiency of the business or the outcome for the patient. If you can find a focus heavily on the business and not the science, we believe that consistency of fundamental performance over time ties out with consistency of investment performance. And that compared to investing in an unprofitable small cap biotech whose success or failure really hangs on one drug in the pipeline, we think the business-based approach is a much more attractive way of delivering better risk-adjusted returns over a long time horizon than trying to pick what you think the best or most successful pipeline drug might be. Because as we know, over time, the success rate of drugs making their way from initial trials to ultimate approval is about 8% to 92% failure rate. So focus on the consistency of the fundamental performance of the businesses in the portfolio, and that should help to drive longer term returns for clients.
Ideas of investing. Robert Milano, Senior Investment Strategist and Head of EMEA Equity Business Development in Alliancebernstein. Thank you so much for being in Negocios Televisión. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Bueno, y entre tanto, el Consejo de la Federación